Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Life Happens podcast. My name is Grace. I am excited because you can see we have an amazing crew today. Our topic is ghosting. But before we get into that, hey, Kim. Hey, CJ. Hey, John.
Hey,
Yeah, it was good.
We've had guys. Okay, so to be honest, I'm trying to play it off, but we had some technical difficulties. You may not have known if you noticed the countdown didn't play because it didn't work. But anyway, so how was yours weekend? Before we get into the topic,
it was hot. It was hot.
okay, I'm gonna need you to get more energy. Okay,
It was
because I
hot.
was
It was
it was
hot.
hot. I
But
need
I enjoyed
energy.
the fourth. I had a barbecue at the house. It was great. It had some people over, so it was fun. William cooked. It was great. We had a great time.
What about you, John?
It was busy. We had a
Mm.
family reunion. We had a pool party. It was busy, and I'm too old for my weekend to be so busy. It was busy, but we had a
Okay.
great time though. We had a great time. We had a really great time.
Oh, family reunion. I
Busy.
haven't been
It was
to one of
busy.
those in a while.
Mhm. What about you,
Thank you so
Grace?
much. Um, um, so I was with family on the 4th, and today the kids and I went outside to go swim. I don't know why. During my lunch, I was like, I'm tired of these people. Let me just go get a tan. Can y'all see my tan? You can see how brown I am? No? Anyway.
No, you always that
No,
color.
No,
you.
no, sorry, no. Let me look.
You're hating, but anyway. What about you, CJ? Just
Nah, it was
haters.
it was cool. I didn't do too much. Went to the casino, lost all my damn money. So, you know, uh yeah, other than that, I mean, same old, same old. It was cool. I enjoyed the 3 day weekend, but I'm starting to get to that point in my life to where like these weekends, like they need to be longer. So,
Right? They
nah,
do.
for real. So
No, they do. So, guys, where is the energy? Because y'all are like, I don't know what this is. Do I need to start speaking in tongues and praying and laying hands? Because y'all are like,
What's the matter? What's the matter?
what just happened?
oh, maybe it's me. But
It's
no, on
you.
a serious
It's
note,
all you. It's all you, sister. It's all
no,
you.
I'm just kidding. But this ghosting thing, I noticed a upward trend, right? Where people will talk to you, you think you guys are doing great, and all of a sudden, missing with no explanation, right? So I was looking at some definitions of ghosting. Well, before I get to that, has any of you ever been ghosted?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep,
What
No.
about
absolutely.
Kim? Said no. Okay, girl. So, ghosting, also known as simmering or icing, is a colloquial term which describes the practice of ending all communication and contact with another person without any apparent warning or justification, and subsequently ignoring any attempts to reach out or communication by said person. So I think ghosting is hate. It's hurtful, personally.
Okay. So before we let everybody know how we feel about ghosting, my question to you guys is: have
Mhm.
you ever ghosted someone?
Absolutely,
Well,
yes.
so I don't understand how we could be so adamant about, oh my God, you dogs. I can't believe you did that. And then but we've done it. And we want grace when we do it, correct? Or did we have a good reason? Is that what we hanging our hat on?
Of course, there's a good reason. There was a
Well,
good reason. I didn't just wake up one day and say, because I think sometimes because we're adults, right? If I
mhm.
go on a date with somebody, 2 dates, and I'm like, okay, I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think that you should not communicate that. You can just say, we're looking at two different things. This is the route I want to go, and blah blah blah. But I would only go somebody. Okay, I'll tell you why. I went on a date with somebody.
Yeah.
I didn't like how he talked to me. And I didn't think he was worth even explaining. He was trash to me because I don't like the way he talked. So I ghosted
First
him.
first date, second date, what date?
It was only a 30 minute. Let me tell you how bad it was. In my mind, I was like this.
For 30 minutes.
This ninja got 30 minutes.
Oh,
I like
really?
what he said. And I'm telling you why. I'm gonna tell you why. He was a man of the cloth, okay? He was a man of the
Okay.
cloth. And he was
Mhm.
like, Grace, you an amazing woman, you smart, blah, 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 blah. But there's just one thing I don't know about you. And I said, well, what is it? And he said, I don't know you sexually. Well, how would you know me sexually, sir? I just met you. So that's why I ghosted him. It was not, I mean,
Oh, well, he probably with
look,
that. Then he knew why you ghosted him. Then, yeah, he
like, don't
understood
talk,
that.
like, who are you talking to?
But don't you think
Like,
that most but don't you think that most people who get ghosted know why? I mean, there had to have been some conversation
mm,
beforehand, maybe in a, previously in the relationship. I don't like this or I don't like that. And then they start betraying the thing that you don't like. And then you're ghosted and you're like, what happened? Okay, well, I told you 3 dates before what was going to happen.
Well, and
that's
I
not
agree
how
with
ghosting works.
It's not?
Most of the
Kim
time, when people get ghosted, they're unaware. They're not aware that they're getting ghosted. Because you could be acting normal and be like, oh, you're
I
so
know,
wonderful,
but
and bam, you're gone.
mentally you're just not connected. You know what I'm saying, to what they're actually saying that they want, what they're actually saying what they need. And then when it's not met, then the ghosting happens and you're left going, what happened? Okay, well, you know what's going on. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
oftentimes in dating, there are awkward moments,
Mm-hmm.
and when we ignore the awkward moments are normally the
Mm-hmm.
reason why we get ghosted. I say something out the blue, you say something, something is done, there's a reaction to something, and, and,
Exactly.
and you feel aware about it, and I may not, but there's normally an awkward moment where you're like, oh, there either is a no, he didn't. I can't believe he said that. What you want to do? What? There's normally something
Huh?
that happens that we don't pay attention to that would get you ghosted. And if we think back in the relationship, well, not the relationship, during the dating process, we normally can think back to, oh yeah, when I had said
Oh,
that right there, that's probably what it is. Normally.
yes.
But in dating, we don't pay attention to signs most of the time.
I
That
think
dude
because
who
the
was
other
like,
person is
Robbie,
probably not,
I don't know you sexually. I'm sure he knew why you ghosted him.
Because your reaction
and
after
then
you
y'all,
said it, yes. How was your reaction after he said it? I'm sure the whole dynamic of the date changed once he said that.
because I said to him, so what does the Bible say about fornication? And this is what he did. Let me show you what he did. Let me show you what he did. He said this. He said, yeah, that's a gray area. I said, ah.
Uh,
I said, okay. Okay, sir.
Hmm.
I knew I wasn't gonna see him. But you know what though? I was at this ministry event and we were going to record like this testimony thing. And guess who I ran into? Hey,
Him.
dude. Because he's in ministry, so I ran into him. So I'm like, oh God, how do I act? I was like, girl, you better act normal. I acted normal. Straight. I didn't act anywhere. I was like, hey, how you doing? Very, icy, my stoic self. And then when we were done, he was like, can I walk you to your car? I said, hell no. You cannot walk me to my car. For what? And then that was it.
Hmm.
My
Yeah.
I think my
Good for
energy was
you.
high. He was like, nah, let me not mess with this one.
Okay.
So yeah, but I mean, I want to know you. Have you ghosted somebody and have you been ghosted?
who
I know
me?
you've been ghosted. Yes. But now have you
Oh
ghosted
yeah, oh
somebody?
yeah, oh absolutely. I've been ghosted. I think everybody been ghosted. But I'm gonna break it down like this. So you have
Hey
ghosted,
Ben.
and and then you have, oh, what it do, BS3? Oh yeah, for sure. Oh yeah, me and my boy John. Oh shit, I'm tweaking. Wrong side. Oh yeah, we up there. But like, so you have ghosted, and I don't know if you're referring to this, but you have kind of where the conversation just got dry. Like after, like, you got ghosted to where like you ain't getting hit up like anymore. Then you have just where it just died off. Like after that, whatever particular situation that turned you off about it, now the text is like, hey, so it just kind of died off. You know, and me personally, I was gonna say, sometimes the whole ghosting, obviously, if you're on the other side and if you was really feeling that person, you feel like you're gonna need that closure. But I mean, me personally, I mean, if you get ghosted, I mean, you got to keep it. And me personally, you got to keep the player. If that's just what it is, then you just gotta just let it go. But it's obviously a little different if you like really care for that person and you gonna want to know why. But I mean, but then again, I think of it like this: if they ghosted you, if they didn't really fuck with you like that to where they needed to give you some explanation, then I guess it just wasn't the one for me, and I just let it, just gotta let it go.
Well, I
I
think as
mean,
long as we can consider people's feelings in it, because I think it's easier to ghost people than it is to say, "Hey, listen, it ain't working out. I thought it was. I kind of felt good about it, but it's just not gonna work out," and that hurts people's feelings as well. So you kind of caught between a rock and a hard place when you're trying to consider people's feelings and let them down easy. That's not that's not for everybody. Everybody can't do it, and more importantly, everybody can't take it.
Yeah.
so Ivan says, call me Casper in this mother fronter. Because I ain't cussing no more, y'all. Um,
You done? You
That's
done?
that's that's a lie. Tap, tap.
Yeah. Mm-mm. I
Shit.
don't know if I believe that. Sorry.
Hey, she gonna remember some nigga that
do
pissed
not,
her off. She
hey,
gonna be back to cussing again. I already know how it's gonna go.
do not,
Who
do
is
not be
this?
an agent of the enemy, okay? You're acting like agents right now. Stop it. A Facebook user says, hey, y'all, I guess John was the only male available today. Okay, who is that? Is that Mika?
Is this no? That's what's her name again? I bet.
Man, all right. Hey, but you know what? She got her show coming up. I can't wait to be on that bit. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Hey, that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Nah, it ain't her, though. Better leave my girl alone. It's Mika.
Oh,
Is
it's
who?
Mika.
Oh,
It's
Oh,
Mika.
damn, that's cold.
hmm.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Oh, that's too funny. But you know what I think though? I think in okay, let's read the scenario before we even continue that. But I have some thoughts about contacting the person that goes to you. Because let me tell you what about me. I'm gonna heal and I'm gonna get whatever I need by any means necessary. I don't give a damn if you respond to me or not, that's your business. But what Robbie is gonna do, I'm gonna send the text, I'll send the email. I'm not looking for a response. I am just vomiting. I need to vomit. Okay. And then
Yeah,
once I vomit, I'm done.
I don't agree with that, and I don't agree with that. You would do that because you're not going to allow yourself to get that much into people
Mm.
anyway. Because you got a foot in and 2 foot out anyway. When you're talking to somebody, you don't invest in anything. You don't give of yourself when you're dating people yet. You don't. Well,
Oh, okay.
not the Rabia that I'm sitting here talking to now that wants to vomit on you because you
Yeah.
don't give people the time. Most of the time, you won't give people the time for that to actually get where they can hurt your feelings. I don't see that. I don't see that.
Mm.
I could be wrong, but I don't see you even giving them, not even worrying about it.
No,
Now
it
that's
depends
why.
who it is. You have to think about it though. It depends who it is. Not everybody should be able to get to you that way. You shouldn't be vulnerable with everybody. So you're absolutely right. Most people, I'm not gonna care because I already seen you. I have already assessed you. I know you by my spirit, and I know you in the natural. I know you. So there's a certain. I mean, I have boundaries up. You're not gonna get past. Now there's some people that are close to me that I have my heart open to, and will it hurt? Absolutely. I do bleed, John, when I get cut. I mean,
I don't
I just
believe.
keep my I keep myself in a certain on purpose. But anyway, let's read the scenario. You know what, Ben? Not you, Ben. Ben is also on this bandwagon. Look at this comment. Grace just not cussing today.
I'm
She's
telling
not.
you,
Oh yeah, she cussing. She cussing. It's
she
early.
one nigga away. Hey, she
It's
one
early.
bad
It's
memory
early.
away. You finna go? I already know how
What
this
bad
gonna go.
memory?
Hey, she one bad memory away. Shit.
Cause she
Bye.
got him in there.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm gonna remove CJ from the show because you know.
Damn,
But
that's
Okay,
John,
sad.
let me read this.
honestly though, what Rabia said, the vomiting thing, it may be healthy to express yourself instead of holding that in and going down this rabbit hole of why didn't he call me? What's wrong with me? How did I not, you know, how did I not do it right? What did I do right? What did I do wrong? And you go down this whole rabbit hole of emotions instead of just get. I think that some people and most people do require and need closure just so they can move on. I
Okay.
And you
mean,
know,
I don't know if it's 100% of people, but I know it's a
I'm gonna
percentage
tell
of
you what
people
though,
that do,
why
men
it
and
works for
women,
me.
men and
Because
women that do
I've had
need it.
situations like I've been really hurt before, not by a man or a woman, but like by a family member, right? And I couldn't tell them how I felt because the person had died, and I was like, I need closure. I need to move on. I need to heal because I'm not going to be able to have successful relationships if I don't let this go. And literally, I had to learn to get closure and not wait on somebody giving me closure. And that's how I started doing that. So I don't depend on anybody for closure. No human being that's full of fallacy, the uncircumcised Philistine, which I call people that mess with me, or a mere mortal. We give people way too much power over us. And we have to stop doing that. No human being is dependent on your livelihood, your happiness, how you function. If you're allowing that, you need to get help, like on some serious note, because I just had to learn, like, you know what? I'm not doing that for me.
But
But
let
let
me
me
ask you
read
a
this.
question.
Oh, John, you want to say something?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Read it.
No, you
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Read it. No,
No, go ahead. And then,
I just was gonna say, but isn't that a part of it? Isn't that a part of dating?
Yeah.
I mean, because there is a
mm,
big, that's a when you're dating, that's a part of the recipe. Just like making a cake, the eggs go in the cake, and I think ghosting go in dating. I think so. I think
yes.
when you go into it, you have to have a certain mentality of when I go into this particular part because dating is the worst. Dating is the worst because people be playing games, people be married, people be all this stuff, and when you're serious,
Hmm.
it's really hurting. It's really makes you hurt when you're serious and people are playing. And then because
Yeah.
most of the time you get ghosted when you're getting serious about something and other people aren't as serious as you are, or you come on
True.
too soon, too quick. But most of the time, man, I think that just comes with dating. You have to know that hey, there's a pretty good chance that I may get ghosted. There's a pretty good chance. Well, but or either we think not me, but most of the time
No,
you
you're
do
right.
get ghosted in a relationship.
And I agree with what you're saying, John. And I think it's not about every relationship or every person that goes to you that you even need to have a conversation with. You just don't. It's not everybody. And the people I'm talking about is people that you have spent time with, that you have invested time in. I feel like I will have to have a conversation, whether you answer my text or not. But it's not just anybody you knew for 2 days, and like you said, it's part of dating. And I think also everybody's built differently, right? Different life experience, different places where you were raised or whatever. So we're gonna address things differently. And I think also for men though, men, you can discard of shit very quickly. You just be like, boom, I'm done.
Hmm.
And then you'll find another one. You'll
But the
find
reason
Becky in
why,
the corner waiting.
okay,
I'm just saying.
but before I dive into this, I'm going to
Mm.
say, CJ, she said we can discard easily. Would you please help her with that?
Thank you. I was about to say, man, hey, just like how you said you bleed, niggas, we bleed too. That's facts. Don't get it twisted. I've been pretty well. I don't know. I ain't gonna speak for John, but I'll say I've definitely been ghosted. I've been hurt before. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, but you know what? The reason why, and I'll keep it true. The reason why I never did all that, because I always thought that was a little corny, but also it's like I can't give you the satisfaction that you got the best of me. You know what I'm saying? I can't give you that. And then, that whole expressing your feelings, some women will even demasculate you a little bit when you do say, damn, you know what? Like I was really feeling you. Like I thought it could have been me and you, this, that, and the third. And then she turn around and she play with your emotions. You know what I'm saying? So kind of in that sense, and John could be different, everybody else could be different, but that's why I don't even tend to give people that satisfaction, because if you ghosted me, you felt like, that just let me know how you felt about me. So it's kind of like at that point, it's kind of, but John, but that's me though, but to be honest, hey, I don't know about the whole discarding thing like that. Some men
Well,
can, I mean, shit, some men
well,
can't, shit.
hold on. See the only difference between men and women is we don't talk about it.
Mm.
Yeah.
I don't tell everybody, oh, she stood me up. Oh, she didn't call back. I don't tell everybody. We don't tell everybody that stuff. You got to be really close to us. Whereas women, would get on and tell, girl, he ain't called back. I can't believe that. He was this, he was that, he was this. And he had the audacity not to call me back. Well, that's not men. And the reason why you don't hear about men being ghosted because that we'll keep that to ourselves. Now, if you ask us individually, of course we're gonna say, yeah, we have. We can even explain it. We can tell us how it made us lose 20 pounds. We can talk about how we grew a beard. We can talk about how we laid on the couch all week because we were sick about it. We can tell you all of that. But you're gonna have to ask me, and we're gonna have to sit down in the room with us, and I'll tell you about it. But most of the time, man, we don't do. That's not what we do. We don't get on Facebook and social media and talk about our hurts and our pains. I was on Facebook, and this girl, she was crying. She was crying really hard because she had took a guy for granted that wasn't there for her anymore. And she was really crying. When I say really crying, she was, yo, I'm just trying to tell somebody. I'm trying to help somebody. I'm like, girl, first of all, you need to stop. She was really crying because he had moved on, got another girlfriend, and she was pregnant. She was like, I thought I was going to spend my life with him. But see, guys, you rarely get guys on social media besides Tyrese that get on social media and cry about his
Stop,
relationship.
bro. Stop.
You don't get that. I'm too serious. You don't get guys that do that, and that's why you would think that we could just discard women. Because listen to me, every man that has had a good woman and let her get away or messed over or something, we remember every last one of them.
Hell yeah. You
Because
be like,
normally when you
damn.
do that, hell is
Yeah.
around the corner waiting for you. It's gonna always make you look back. Because if you be the good girl that God is calling you to be, that man will remember you and he'll hurt. He'll hurt because of you. Don't you fret.
Mm,
Don't you fret. It goes around. It goes around and it
yes.
comes back. Believe me.
Mm.
Believe me.
Do you think that most people ghost because they are afraid to talk to, not afraid, but they're afraid that person may talk them back into the relationship?
Well,
Let's
no,
read
because
Ben's comments. He said, I think people are afraid to be honest, so they ghost people. I think that's very relevant.
a woman can talk a man back into a relationship, but a man can't talk a woman back into one.
Can you explain
Yeah,
that?
nah, that ain't.
Well, we when a woman makes up her mind about something, she's not going back. She already got an escape plan. She already know what she's doing next, and she already know why she's not coming back. Whereas a man, we're not feeling you, or you said something fly, and we come in and we kind of because we don't really want to hurt your feelings. So we're talking to you. Hey, talk about what happened. Well, I thought we was this. I thought we was that. Well, yeah, we were. But so why you not? Can we at least give it a chance? You're like, and you don't want to hurt her feelings. You're trying to be nice. Next thing you know, you're leaving. Y'all back in a relationship. Y'all in what y'all calling a relationship again.
Hey,
That's what I'm
John,
saying. I think
but
I think you can talk a person back into a bad relationship, where the ghosting should have just stayed ghosting, but you
Hmm.
well,
talk that person back in.
hey, Kim. Like, so I'm gonna say this right, and this is just to caveat on what John was saying. We already kind of know when a woman is not in both emotionally invested, when she's emotionally out, when y'all healed, it's like y'all healed, like that's it. You know what I'm saying? So ain't no, hey, that's it. She done, hey, John, and I swear every man can tell you, you had that one. You think, like y'all done broke up before, you did whatever, and you just be thinking, damn, it been like maybe a month by, maybe couple, yeah, it can be a couple of days, couple of weeks, but she was already emotionally stepping out when you thought y'all was on cool terms. And then when
Mm.
she's emotionally out, oh, that's it. Hey, and it don't gotta be another man. It could just be she just emotionally checked
No,
herself
you're
out.
right.
That's it. That's what I'm
You're right.
saying.
I will say I agree with you all. You're all right because I'm thinking of myself. Like before I went through divorce, I had checked out 2 years before. But Kim, I
Exactly.
haven't. No, actually, I've been gone a long time. That's why people say to me, "Well, you act like you didn't care." Not that. Well, it's not that I didn't care. I had checked out a long time ago. So you're right. In our minds, once, and you're right though. It's not easy to convince a woman because we've thought of everything.
Yup.
Because you had to talk yourself in the stand as long as you did with us. And so when you
Facts.
say, I can't take
Wow.
this no more. I won't, I shan't, I
You're
can't take it.
done.
And so
That
when you
is
come to
true.
us with it, your head is already gone. Because
True.
I
So
Well,
believe
with
it's
Mika
that
says,
be, yeah.
Mika says, really,
I'm sorry.
John, they hurt and move on that quickly. Yeah, well, you explained that point. You'll well, Ivan says you ghost because you're trying to spare feelings. I don't. Is that you're trying to spare feelings? Is that why you're ghost?
Okay, so let's think about this for a second. Just think about this for a second. So when the first person was actually ghosted, what do you think their thought was? And the guy or girl that first ghosted, what do we think they were thinking? Because most of the time, people aren't as ruthless and as hateful as we think they are, especially when it gets into relationships. Now, you will have your people that I can't believe he like that. Yes, but normally we like that after we've been hurt by somebody. Hurt hurt people. And most of the time, I think you have to
True.
have been through it, or somebody did you like that before you'll do somebody else. But I think the first time it was ever done, I'm pretty sure he was trying to spread somebody's feelings. Because we don't want to see y'all. To be honest, no man wants to see no woman crying. Crying.
Unless you
No,
just evil
no.
as shit, or you a dark skinned man in a Tyler Perry flick, then yeah, of course you may like it. But
Ah,
you know,
hey,
then of course you may like it. But
oh, that's
hey, you know
funny.
what? Hey, and I mean, and just to caveat what you were saying, John, and forgive me if you wasn't finished. I don't know if you was finished or not, but I'm not. But I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to that whole ghosting part, it is a little bit to spare feelings. But also, you got to understand this: the first time we hang out with a woman, and this just keeping it a player. Some of your homeboys, hey, so you just went out with such and such. Yeah, man, I went out with such and such. Hey, is it serious or is you just a little? You know what I'm saying? And if he's trying to tell you, oh, I'm just trying to just do my thing and then deal, then what I tell him, I say, hey, you need to do your thing and deal, and you need to leave immediately before them feelings creep in. When feelings creep in, the moment she start really feeling you, it's gonna be harder to leave. It's gonna be way harder to leave. That's why maybe some men just, they just exit silently. Not to say they should do that, but that's a reason.
Wow. Okay.
Well,
So
and then too.
basically, you
But Robbie, you
okay?
saying that you think that most people deserve and need the truth for closure. I'm gonna give you. I can see that, but people crazy. People look
Yeah,
crazy.
people are crazy. You can send
We
a
touch.
text message. You can.
There you go. Everybody a little touched. Everybody can't handle everybody. As bad as we
Tell me
don't
else.
want to admit it, you don't really know what you would do, how you would act, depending on what your heart is feeling for that particular person. You're not gonna be, yeah, I'm gonna try to be better. Yeah, I know. I do get caught up sometimes. Okay, God bless you and God bless me. No, 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 no. Y'all busting windows, y'all fighting, y'all hitting, y'all scratching, y'all pinching,
No,
y'all.
that's the woman
Fact,
you know. Now,
people, no, no,
now
no.
that's the
Hold on,
females you know.
hold on. Let me say
You're
this:
investing.
do more women act like you, Robbie, or more women act the other way?
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
But
gonna
to me,
take
I'm
this.
not going to jail behind no ninja. I'm not going to jail. You're not ruining my life because you don't want me. If you don't want me, fine. You don't like milk in your coffee, cool. Okay. Because there's somebody else. That's the thing. If somebody ghosts you, you out of alignment. Okay. Is it gonna hurt? Yes. Am I gonna be able to move on? Yes. Do I need time, a space to heal? Yes. And I may not need a long time. I just may need 2 days. The problem is this: when we pretend that we're not hurt, we stay in a place of being hurt longer. If
Yeah,
you, okay,
that's
let me say
true.
this. This is not really cursing, okay? So nobody likes to sit in their own shit, right? But if you allow yourself to sit in an emotion, and I've done this for myself. If I feel a certain way and I say, you know what, I'm just going to feel it, and I sit in it, I don't stay in that space for a long period of time because I'm not trying not to be hurt. I allow myself to feel every freaking emotion that I'm going to feel, anger, hurt, or whatever. One of the things that I did was I told myself, I was in a situation one time and I was super hurt. I told myself, I said, Rabia, you got 24 freaking hours to feel everything you're going to feel. And by tomorrow morning, you will no longer even discuss this. And I did it. But it took consistency and it took work to get to that point. I didn't just wake up one day and do that. But I'm saying it's doable.
No, no, you all right. Yes, it is. But how many people do you know that are in that space?
Not too many.
Yeah, I don't know too many people in that
Not too
space
many.
either.
But so if we can agree on not too
Mhm.
many, is the reason why people will ghost. I would rather have you mad at me from a distance and trying to get over and wondering why than you calling me out of my name, come by my house, throwing bricks through my window, put my car on flat. I'd rather
Dang.
have I'd rather have all that because people are crazy.
Uh-uh.
You
Yeah.
tell people ain't crazy. Whoa, whoa, people are not crazy.
I'm just like, what does this man have that you have to do all this stuff? Like,
Whoa, 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 whoa. So you telling me I want you to speak for women right now, okay? Because that's what y'all are here for. Be women. Y'all don't do that.
I mean, I'm sure women do. I have known women that do that. Drive by dudes' houses.
Wait. Stop. It even got closer because she said she knows somebody.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to be general, but she knows somebody. You know what else? Grace knows somebody too.
they're in Africa though, so that's different.
I,
Uh,
I, I'm simply
Man,
saying.
this African woman, I ain't gonna lie though. I've seen some stuff. But you see, I wasn't raised with a mother like that as well, too. That's another thing too. My mother, ooh, Lord, yeah.
hey, hold on. Hey, hold on. Grace, hey, I ghosted this chick in Africa. She said she gonna throw a spear in my ass.
A
Hey,
spear?
She probably,
like a
you know what? She probably
like
did some spell, some hicks, fix. Yeah. Let me read some comments. Teresa
shit was
says
wild.
ghosting seems like responding to not being able to meet the person's expectations. Yeah. Mika says, you hurt feelings when you ghost. I'd rather have you tell me and be honest than be left and not know what happened. Listen, I agree, Mika. I like to know the truth. I'll be hurt, but let me know. Teresa says avoiding conflict. Oh, John, you in trouble. She says pinching John.
Oh,
uh, Teresa said it takes maturity to give closure. It does.
mhm.
And then Ivan says, John, they can't handle the truth.
I think it sounds
Anyway,
Yeah.
really. I think it sounds
well,
really good. It sounds really good for people to say, "I want to know the truth." If, first of all, you're not going to agree with it. If you feeling them and they not feeling you, you're not going to agree with it because you're already going in with one perception. They have another one. You're not going to agree with it. And when you don't
I
going to
agree with you, John.
when you don't agree with it, it's gonna start an argument. We're gonna be fussing, and if you one of the violent types, we're gonna and now I gotta again. I just don't think nothing good. I don't
But
think anything good can come of it.
but don't you think if you had the conversation in the beginning, if you had the conversation like, hey, if you're not in this, just let me know. Just let me
They're not
know.
going to let you
Don't
know,
let me
Kim.
go through a
They will
whole
not.
don't don't let me
We
go
talked
through a
about this
whole
like
week
three
of dating
episodes
you,
ago. Shit.
and let's have a conversation in the beginning.
Well, and see
It
that now
ain't
to your point.
happening.
Don't
Hold on. Now, see, Kim, you right, and Robert, you know, if we did what we supposed to do at the beginning of relationships, we wouldn't need to. We wouldn't be. There wouldn't be a such thing as ghosting. But
I
because
know, but
we rush past parts, and then you can't go back like it's at the beginning and say, "Hey, I think we're moving too fast. Hey, I think you called me your boyfriend too soon. Hey, you texting me too much." Because the level of expectation wasn't set at the beginning. I
beginning,
was
yeah.
either looking, I
Gotta
was
have
either
the
looking at your
communication.
chest, your long hair, or your butter stomach. I was looking at your butt, and that's all we were in. We were lusting of each other at the beginning. So we smooth right past a lot of stuff we just talked about, and now we here, and you can't go back. You can't go
But
back.
I
You
think
can't go back.
and you're right, John. You're absolutely right. But I think the problem is that people have sex too soon, and so their judgment is cloudy, and so they don't see the red flags. And I think that's a lot of reasons why people ignore a lot of stuff. And you say, "Well, I didn't know he was going to ghost me." You said something that I agree with you. You said people don't want to know the truth, right? Um, I think to a point, you're right. I think you said they argue with you when you tell them the truth. Yes. And they're going to argue because in the moment, yes. But if you're a person that's reflective, you'll think about what that person said. Because at the end of the day, my mother said, don't let a man tell you twice that he don't want you. Okay. So, no,
Let
but
me tell
it's
you
real
one
though.
time.
One time's enough. You're going to tell me again. Because by that point, okay, okay, bye. But anyway, so you may feel a certain way, you may argue, you may go back and forth in that moment. But if you're honest with yourself and you reflect, at the end of the day, if someone doesn't want you, they don't want you. Bottom line, they don't want you, and that's okay. I think the problem is this: is that people take it too personal because when somebody doesn't want you, you start feeling rejected, right? Well, it must be something wrong with me. It's me. It's me. I'm too much, or I'm not enough, or I didn't do this. Instead of really looking at it, okay, um, we just don't align. That's simple as that. And even having those thoughts, you still hurt. You still got to
Mm.
process. But what do? We take all our emotions, and like John said, you slit tires, you put sugar in people's tanks, you call their girlfriends or their potential girlfriends. It
Well,
happens.
we want people to
Hey,
hurt
I
like
was
we hurt. I want to make sure you're hurting like I'm hurting, or at least thinking about me.
I was talking to my girlfriend today, and she's like, "Oh, I haven't talked to you in a while. I met this new guy, and he's just the best. I can't wait for you to meet him." Well, I mean, this is like your third boyfriend in 3 months. So I'm like, I told her, I said, you know what? You're one of those people who love babies. You love them. You love the way a baby smells. You want to hold the baby. You want to kiss the baby. But once that baby starts walking and talking, you don't want nothing to do with them because she will ghost a dude after 3 weeks. It's like, yeah, you were new at first. You're not the new model no more. Let me move on. So you have those people out
But
there too
see,
who,
Well,
yeah, I think it's the newness, that new love thing.
and maybe it's like John said, maybe it's the new lusting thing. You know what I'm saying?
well, people don't. It's funny because we talked about this last night. People don't date responsibly. People throw caution and wisdom to the wind when they start dating. That's how you end up ghosted because you lost your mind when you got a guy or you got a girl and you rush into stuff,
Mm-hmm.
mainly the bed. You rush into it, and once you naked, you can't go back and put your clothes back on and act like it never happened because it did. We do not date responsibly. Is the reason why we get ghosted a lot of times. We go in it willy nilly, and by the time we look up, we've gone too far. And this is the thing: we know we've rushed it and gone too far when we have, because most of the time when people ghost you, they don't really know you. If think about this, if people really knew you, Grace, and they know how you felt about ghosting, you think they would ghost you? They wouldn't let it get to that far. They would not let it get to a point where I'm gonna have to leave her alone. They won't let it get there because if they knew you and didn't think about you like they were supposed to on the early part of it, they would know, man, she feels some kind of way about this, and she gonna call me and throw up on me, or she gonna text and throw up on me because you let them know what the level of expectation is at the beginning of it. But most of the time, man, we don't date responsibly, man. We just love. Oh, I
Right.
think I love him. I think I love her. Wait a minute, it's been 2 weeks. Whoa. You don't know nothing about me. I just think
No,
we
you're
rush
right.
in sometimes.
I think you're correct. Mika says, "Baby, if it's that good, I want it." Ain't nobody doing all of that. Slashing tires, sugar in the tank, Eddie's house behind a man. You're right. And you have to love yourself enough. I don't care, even if you feel like doing it. I can't curse anymore, guys. I can't curse anymore. But anyway, girl, restrain yourself. Restrain yourself. You have to have enough self love to not act crazy. And
They
see what
love
I've
them.
discovered.
There's love. They're in love.
No,
They
that ain't
hard in
love,
it.
Kim. That ain't
They
love,
hard in it.
girl.
They hard in
It
it.
ain't love.
If you get the heart and the booty, I'm gonna cut your tires. If
No.
you get,
Ah,
I'm cutting your tires. I'm cutting tires. I'm doing scratching. I'm scratching. I'm doing something to you because you got my heart, and you got my heart sprinkled with what the booty bring. Oh, I gotta do something to you. I gotta hurt you. I gotta do something to you because I gotta make you hurt and feel like I'm feeling. Because
So this
I know
is
I have made a mistake, and I'm not going to take the wrath of me making a mistake. I'm not going to admit that. I got to put this somewhere, and this is your fault.
Mm.
I'm gonna pay you back.
I
I'm
want
gonna
you to hurt
call
me
you a
hard.
job, John. Shoot. I'm gonna drive past your house. No, I ain't. No. But you know what? And this sounds crazy. I've known Kim for over 20 something years. If I was in a space where I was really hurting, I would call Kim. Do you know why? Because that woman can pray. I'm telling Kim, I need to break off all this ungodly soul. I need to pray. Now people say, well, praying, how's that going to help? It's going to help.
But you
I'm
assuming that
praying because they're true.
people don't know Jesus like that. People don't know Jesus like that. You think people have good friends that they call them and pray for? No, we don't know Jesus until we're on our back, raggedy, broke, and disgusted before we even look for God. Now, a relationship can make you look for God, but for the most part, we don't know Jesus like that, especially in our relationships, because we want Him to bless everything else and put Him in everything else. But when it comes to the relationship, oh God, I got this. Oh, I got it. Because you want to have the liberty to do like you want to do in it.
Right.
But what's so funny, y'all? It ain't even young people that's doing it. It's old people too. It's
Oh,
old
Hey,
people.
people need love
you
too.
know, you know what?
They're the worst.
I wasn't gonna say nothing, but like I was gonna say, hell, I thought ghosting was just like a young thing. Like I know older people was ghosting. I thought y'all was mature. I thought y'all was gonna talk it out, shit, over some damn coffee or whatever. I thought that was the maturity level.
Nah.
You know, when people talk about ghosting, you talk about maturity. So I said, man, I know ain't no 40-year-olds out here ghosting each other. I thought y'all would have sent the text or called
Nah.
because I know
If
y'all don't do the whole text and people like to call like, hey, so but like I said, kind of goes back to one of my theories. Ignorance is ageless, to be honest. So I mean, but
and ghosting is too.
Hmm.
yeah, no, it
So
is. It is. See what I'm learning.
Well, if you
so
see,
Ivan
well,
says, John, you're making too much sense. They can't take it. And Mika
I,
says, well, I mean, you said a lot of stuff, John. Mika says, what's wrong with him? John teaching tonight. I don't know. I think he had some wine or something. Or he took communion, maybe.
no, it's just man. If people and I hate to be the guy to say Christ, we bring Christ and everything, but man, if we would just sprinkle some Christ in our lives like we do salt on our food every day,
Come on.
that process will be a little bit different
Come
for us. We
on.
don't trust Christ in that. We trust him with everything else. But we don't trust him in our dating because he may tell me something that I don't want to hear about this particular person. He may show me something because one thing about when you put Christ in it, he gonna
Hi,
show
casual
you.
highlights. Glad to have you.
He gonna put if you put Christ in it, he gonna show you. I remember
True.
I remember how and I'm jumping. I don't want to be taking over the show. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm talking too much. Go
No,
ahead.
no.
Go ahead.
You saying some good stuff. We learning from you, John. Go ahead, please.
Come on, give
I
us
remember
your wisdom.
I remember one time I always knew enough about Christ to know what I needed to include him in. I was getting ready to marry my I tell everybody the story. I was getting ready to marry my high school sweetheart. She wasn't really good for me, but she was very good to me. So I thought, I'm gonna marry her. In my mind, everything in me saying you don't need her, she's no good for you. But my flesh was saying, oh, you can put up with that other stuff because when you get her, when she in the bed, she is really, really good to you. So I couldn't stop myself from doing it. So I said, God, listen, you got to show me if this not for me because I'm going to get her ring in the morning. So God, you gotta if this not for me, I need you to stop me because I cannot stop myself. So normally my paychecks were about $1,200, maybe $1,400, and I got up the next morning. I got a check for $18.
Man, what was you doing? Time out, time out. That you was making that much back then?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
I mean, that's a lot now. Well, that's
Wait,
decent now,
eighteen
but that's
That's,
a
dollars.
lot.
that's good back then. I'm gonna see
No,
you.
that was
Making
that was
you was
amazing
making
back
some
then.
bank back then, dude.
Shit, what the hell?
Hold on, but no, y'all don't miss the good part of it. The next morning, I got up. I had a check for $18.
The Lord and spoke.
It spoke loudly. I was going to cash my check, and the lady said at the counter, she looked at my check and she laughed, and she said, "I got to break a 20 to give you your money." Never forget. Remember like it was yesterday, because
Wow.
Wow.
if we begin to put Christ in our relationships like that, God will show you. But
Oh
we don't
yeah.
want to put him in it because deep down we know that woman is not for me, that person is not for me, and we don't want God to show us. We'd
Hmm.
rather find out by getting ghosted or something like that
Yeah.
than for God to do it, because God will shut it down immediately. He'll let you know if you put him in it, you will have an answer in less than 36 hours.
No, you're right though, because I've asked the Lord about certain things. I'll ask Him to show me the hidden things, you know, and God does come through. I ain't gonna lie though. But I
Oh,
want to say this though: there are a lot of Christians and people that become passive because we say we're waiting on God to show us. But God is saying, I've given you a mind, I've given you intellect, I've given you emotions. Your job is to step forward and move out, right? And if you're
mhm.
wrong, He'll redirect your steps. A lot of us are sitting on prophetic words that somebody's spoken to us, and we're like, oh, the prophet was wrong. He wasn't wrong. Your response to prophetic word is to move out in action. But we don't do that. So to me, John, when you saying the story, telling the story, you moved, you asked God, you said, because I can tell the posture of your heart. That's why God answered so fast for you. Like I
Mhm.
could tell you were really troubled, like
Oh
But
yeah.
a lot of times we, I mean, I have missed out on so many things because I was saying I'm waiting for God, but sitting and not doing anything.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I knew I had to write my first book because he was not going to write the book. He gave me the wisdom to write the book, right? And so that's even in decisions we make. We're like, well, I'm waiting for God. I'm waiting for God. But what are you doing? What is your action? How are you moving? Now, your action was an $18 check, baby. Hey, $18. I'm getting sick.
Listen, you know what's funny? Me and my wife been married 30, 31
Oh, God.
years. And I remember that. I remember that particular thing like it was yesterday. I can tell you word for word because that was the most one of the most God moving things that has ever happened to me. And I've been when I did the same thing with my wife, and God said He checked off. I said, well, good, and I threw a ring on it. So and but first we have to trust God and be honest with ourselves. See, people most
Right.
of the time in dating, we're not honest with ourselves.
Hmm.
We tell ourselves what we want to hear. We don't be honest because when you start dating people, there's nothing that make you see yourself like looking at somebody else. There's
Hey,
nothing like dating that makes you see yourself because when you see them and he's not as cute as you want him to be, he's not as tall as you want him to be, she might not be as fine and pretty as you want to be, but don't nothing make you say, well, wait a minute now, what am I bringing? What am I bringing to the table? Because I can't have all these lofty expectations and I'm limping to the table with no job. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
I think dating is great for us, but I think we need to prepare ourselves to be as great as we can so we can expect greatness from other people. I just think we
Agreed. I
don't do
also
it.
think that dating people and being in a relationship shows you the areas you need to work on in yourself. It's almost to
Mm-hmm.
me, I think dating is like a mirror. You start seeing like, hey, I'm not really that great in this area, or I need to be better in expressing this, or because I used to think that you had to be completely healed before you enter into a relationship. And what the Lord spoke to me and said, it's love that will heal you because love drew me. And I don't mean to get spiritual, but love drew me to Christ, right? So love covers a multitude of things. And so my mindset about, I guess, relationship changed after the Lord told me that. And I mean, but it really shows you a mirror of yourself of where you suck, basically, if you're
Yeah.
honest with yourself.
Hey, oh, go ahead, John. You got it.
No, no, you got. I'm talking too much
Ah, no,
now.
no, 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 bet. Like, no, so like I was gonna say, like, we definitely need more of these conversation towards a younger audience. Well, for one, a lot of younger people they don't really know what technically dating is, and when we talk about dating, like dating for what? You know what I'm saying? Some people are just dating just because they just don't want to be by themselves. Like they just want to just have somebody. You have some people that are dating seriously, like they trying to find that person. And then you
Dating with
have people that are, yeah, yeah, no facts. Yeah. And then you
dating with a
have people,
purpose. You got to
yeah,
date with a
exactly.
purpose.
Dating,
Yeah.
yeah, dating with a purpose. Or, and I'm about to get on some real nigga shit. Some people be dating because you've been doing this for too damn long, and she like, hell, well, you keep doing all this hell shit. So what are we? And you just say, oh, we date, like, oh, we dating, so she can just chill out on asking you as far as, like what are we? And what I'm saying that is that's just because I just know from personal experience, and that's just the conversation that me and my partners we have it sometimes. I'd be like, hey, bro, so what's good with you and such and such? Oh man, we just, like, oh, we kicking it. And you just be like, hey, so like, is this something for real? Or you just trying to, like what you trying to do? And he'd be like, oh, well, I mean, it's some, like she want this, but I want to keep doing this. You see what I'm saying? So that's kind of where that whole honesty piece come in. You want a relationship. I want to keep busting your shit down. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, and low key, that's sometimes where it get messed up. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not keeping it honest. You're not keeping a buck. But for that younger man mentality, of course he gonna sound relationship. Hell, because you keep doing A, B, C, and D, just like what John was talking about. She's serving me, or what you were saying. She servicing right in the bed or whatever. She doing all them goddamn tricks and shit, doing whatever. You like, hey, you like, hell yeah, we can be whatever you want. But obviously, it gets old. It's gonna be a different season, and then before you know it, she gonna be, you gonna be 8 months in, thinking we still this, that, and the third. By that time, homeboy done moved mentally, like he done checked out. He just here just cause. And then that's how that ghosting happened. And I just know that because that's just now. I ain't saying that's happening in just the reg. I'm just saying that's just in my circle. That's just kind of what happens. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you know
I
what's
don't know
really
what's on
shocking?
everybody else.
But I also want to say, CJ, to me, it's when I think about ghosting, like to me, I'm like ghosting is like you ghost somebody that you're not really intimate with. Maybe you had two dates and you're like, mm-mm. Or, but I'd have noticed though, like your age group, you'll have sex and then you'll ghost, right? That's what you said. But if you spend an
Yup.
extended amount of time with somebody and then you ghost them, that's the people I'm talking about that deserves to be cast out, whether you pick up your phone or not. Because see, you might think, oh, that's too much about expressing yourself. I'm not
Right.
expressing myself because I want validation. I'm not expressing myself because I need something from you. I'm doing it for myself. Whether you
But you
respond to text, whether you answer me back, you could have blocked. I mean, this is the thing. My mind is like this. You could have blocked me while I'm sending the text. I don't give a damn. I don't care. It's the idea of sending it and then I know I'm done.
but
And
but
so
but,
that's how
but but Grace, but check this out though. And like I said, and John can come in if I'm wrong or not. But you know what? Dudes, and just like he was saying, like for the most part, when it comes to that whole ghosting and expressing your emotions, I was in, and you gotta understand my mentality. My growing up was different. I grew up around like my uncle was a pimp, my dad was out here pimping, so so my mentality been messed up, for a while. But my uncle and my dad, they always told me, they said, hey, and I'm paraphrasing. I was always taught, hey, if a woman got ammo, she gonna act like Rambo. Meaning, if you give her any inclination that you weak, hey, I'm for real. Hey, you give her any inclination that you weak, you this, that, and the third, for you to have that satisfaction over me, and me personally, and like I say, everybody's different. Me personally, that just can't happen. I'd rather be hurt and alone, and eventually you kind of, you get over it eventually. You know what I'm saying? But like that's not. Hold on, that's not quote unquote manly. Doing all that, that comes off as very quote unquote feminine. And I'm saying that because, man, let me send a text of da, 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 this, da, da. Man, I'm gonna be on Facebook getting exposed. They're gonna be like, man, look at what this dude done sent me. This, that, and the third. Versus,
I get that.
yeah, versus being a woman that's more sociably acceptable.
So
Versus,
it's a double
with
standard
me.
thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's one of them double standard thing. Hell, if John go in there, get the doing all this, that, and the third, shit, you're deemed as weak. Not to say that's right, but just that's kind of just how it is.
No, I hear what you're saying. In my mind, I think it's like I'm standing up for myself. I'm finding my
Right.
voice because I'm speaking my truth. So that's how I look at it. That's why I don't feel I don't feel bad if I have to do that. Um, Another thing, what was I think? I was thinking about something earlier when you were talking. It just escaped me. Oh, when people say, "Well, I'm going to take the higher road," right? I'm not going to cuss him out. I'm going to be better than him. That is crap. You know why? Because your ass is suffering. That's why it's crap.
Yeah,
I
Oh,
ain't
exactly. I
higher
agree.
road.
Yeah.
I'm not because you out.
Yeah.
you taking the L.
Yeah.
Facts.
What you say?
Facts.
We say,
Facts.
no high road for me.
No, I'm not. Because you know why? Because taking the higher road sometimes gives us a sense of a hierarchy. Well, I'm better than them. Okay, but you're suffering though. But you're in pain. Are you better than them? You're not. You suffering. So I'm not taking the freaking higher road. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm going to. I don't give a damn if you think I'm weak. Okay, it's what it is. And honestly, guys, on some real, that's how I've overcome a lot of things in my personal life, and not. No, I'm not talking about romantic. I'm talking about in my family, because I'm like, no, this is how I feel. Oh, but we don't express ourselves. You don't express yourself because my family, they don't talk about feelings. They don't, but I do, and it's helped me overcome things quicker than when I watch them in certain situations. So at the end of the day, it's all about how my life is right now, how what am I teaching my children? Because I don't care what they say. Everything you do affects your children if you have children. They're gonna see how you navigating through this ghosting, this dating phases. If you're single and then you're dating or whatever, they are watching you. So that's my mindset all the time. Is like I have people watching me. So
Grace,
don't get it
and then
all the
once I
time.
finish, and then once I'm finished, John, you can go ahead and take over. And John, like you can even step in if you do. But
No, no.
Grace, I know you got a son, right?
I got two. I got two.
Okay. So John, you got two. Grace, you got two. Kim, you got any sons?
No,
Okay, you got daughter.
I have daughters, three.
Okay, three of them. Okay, bet. Okay, well, I mean, still for the daughters, but I was just saying more. On the son side, your son, or I'm probably already eventually, and y'all gotta understand. I got a 6 month old. You see what I'm saying? So at some point in his life, he gonna get his feelings hurt. He either just he gonna be caring about a girl too hard, which I don't think is too hard. If you really like somebody, you like somebody, so ain't nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna be feeling somebody that's not gonna feel the same way you do. And then that's gonna hurt him. And sometimes I wonder how parents teach their kids to overcome that hurt. Because sometimes, you got some dads and it wasn't right. But I had my dad. I'll never forget this. I remember I was crying over a shit. Like this when I was like 10 or 11 years old. It was some old elementary old school ass. Like I was, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I was hurt. I was like, man, see such and such, this, that, and the third. Man, my dad said, boy, quit all that damn crying. Man, we ain't doing that. Man up. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. And that just creates a man that's just taught just to shut off all his feelings like that. It just is like,
yeah,
and that's not you, but you know what? Yeah, you can man up. Like, of course, be a man, man up, but it's okay to hurt. It's okay to
you're right.
grieve if you no, like, and that's real talk because I didn't start understanding this. I'm 25. I didn't start understanding that until I was like 21 years old. Like, damn, it's okay to be upset because such and such hurt you. You know what I'm saying? But most men, they're not teaching. Well, I ain't going to say most men, but I say it's about 50-50. Some men be like, hey, man, you got to chill out, all that crying. You got to suck it up, this, that, and the third, because you're hold over somebody. And they say, oh, man, that's some old female shit. No, everybody hurts. Just
No,
like you
it's
said,
not.
you cut. Yeah, exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody hurts. So that's what I was just want to throw that in there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just preparing my, obviously not now because he's 6 years old. Hell, he need to learn how to crawl and do some other shit, 6 months old, but when he get older in life, I'm gonna definitely be the one to be like, hey, it's so like, of course, toughen up, man up, but it's okay to grieve. It's okay to be okay, to be upset. You
That's
know what I'm
good.
saying?
That's good.
Yeah, I agree with you, CJ. Like I think it was Sunday, no, Monday. My son got his feelings hurt by a family member, right? And I told him when he started crying, stop crying. And I said to him, no, son, cry. You upset? Did he hurt your feelings? He said yes. I said it's okay to cry because I'm not raising an unavailable emotional man. I'm not. Because I used to say, what you crying for? Because I'd even tell my girls, what you crying for? And then I realized, hey, wait a minute. I had an issue with crying because I was told not to cry, right? And then as I went to therapy or whatever, started healing, I realized like, no, I need to cry. So I was able to start shedding tears. And I'm like, I'm not going to teach my son that. I told him, if you're hurting, express yourself. This is a safe place. This home is a safe place. You can cry, you can show your emotions or whatever. And it's okay. It doesn't make you less than a guy. That doesn't mean that at all. You're in tune with yourself. And I mean, the family member was over the. I mean, I had to talk to them afterwards. But my point is, I like what you're saying because it's the truth. Men feel
That's
too.
good.
They have emotions, and shit, a good cry. Oh my god, you feel brand new. So I encourage it. So
That's good. I'm glad you're going to be teaching your son that, CJ. That's awesome.
John, what you feel about the situation? Because you said you got two boys. They
Mhm.
and they like they like adults or they still kids or like
19 and 15.
19 and 15. Okay, so they right up there. Yeah,
Mhm.
but how are
Well,
you like as far as what I'm saying, like
well,
preparing them if you are.
one of the things I think I'm more old school, and I think our parents were old school because my mom was saying a minute, don't nobody care about you crying. The world don't care about you crying. Stop
Right,
crying.
right, right.
They would say they almost spoke against showing any type of feelings,
right,
and also showing any type of feelings towards you. So once you learn that perhaps what we were taught in the past perhaps wasn't the right way that we should have been doing it, you change from it. You change from it because this generation now is a lot more. They're more. They want to be
Nah,
heard.
you say it. Nah,
They
say
want
it.
to be heard.
If they want to be heard and they a little bit more sensitive. I keep that
Yes.
true. Yeah,
So
yes,
they
sir.
are.
so with that, trying to balance what's too sensitive and what's sensitive is what's enough is really the
Agreed.
difficult thing because you don't want your sons crying all the time, but you want them to be able to cry when they need to. And so trying
Right.
to figure out, trying to juggle those times of what's a good time for a cry and what's not. So that's the difficult thing about parenting, because we can't throw out the old school with the bathwater when a lot of the issues that kids are going through now. My mom wasn't gonna have it. They didn't care about your feelings. They didn't care about how you
Yeah,
felt. They didn't care about none of that. All they were trying to do is put food on the table, keep the lights on, and the rest
yeah,
of it you
fact.
had to kind of learn. You had to kind of learn on your own.
No, that's
So
true, and I get that because I grew up like that too as well. Even as women, we were not allowed to express our emotions. What you crying for? Who? Somebody died? I mean, like in our household, when
Not for real.
no,
yeah,
seriously, like
yeah,
yo,
so
when my father died, right? Because we were Muslim, so you get buried the same day. The next day, I went to school. Everybody went to work like ain't shit happened. So there was
Amen.
no, I mean, I didn't know what grieving was. I learned that, when I came to America and got soft, like, this is normal to feel this way. Oh, it's normal to cry about this. It's okay that you feel that way. And, again, going through therapy and relearning, because the thing about people is this, especially when older people, when you are in a new environment and you got to acclimate, you got to relearn, unlearn, and be teachable. Okay. If you want to be successful in life, period, you have to remain teachable. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in shit, basically. But guys, I'd like to know your final thoughts if you had any final thoughts about this ghosting matter. I really enjoyed you guys tonight.
okay.
CJ was mature. I didn't see no red cup or anything today. Okay, sir.
Hey, because I'm trying to. Hey, y'all know what I got on in about a couple weeks. So after that, oh, we turning it up. After that, we turning it up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what are your final thoughts about this topic?
Uh, oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and start it off. I would just say, when it comes to ghosting, just like I was saying previously, in the beginning stages, I feel like and when I just meet me, I'm gonna just talk about just the men, because I mean, I'm a dude, you know what I'm saying? But when we having that conversation with that homeboy, or when we're in the moment, a lot of people, and I've always used to think, when anytime you're dealing with a female, you'd be like, okay, where is this going to end? What is this going to be at the very end? How's this gonna go? So maybe you may need to just ask yourself that question before y'all go
Thank you,
further.
Mika.
And otherwise, you will have these situations to where ghosting may happen. So I just say just real simple. Just ask just how serious it is before feelings get involved. Because when feelings get involved, it's up there.
Hmm.
I want to read this comment. This is a good comment. Ivan says, here's the thing, men have emotions, men hurt. However, what's not being said, as men, we cannot allow our emotions to drive us. We cannot allow our emotions to dominate our intellect. Very true. I think that's, I understand what you're saying, Ivan, but I also think that's also for women as well.
Hmm.
People, period. You cannot allow your emotions to drive you because you will mess up some stuff, relationships, uh, not even, man, you can act crazy if you let your emotions dominate you. I agree. Okay, John, what are your final thoughts? Give us some
Oh.
wisdom, John.
Don't put no pressure on me. Okay. I just want to say one of the things we have to remember when we're dealing with relationships as well as life is your life is a result of decisions that you make. In and out of dating, you'll be faced with decisions on what to do and what not to do, what to say and what not to say. Use wisdom and be careful about how much information you give out and what exactly you do. Because you can't hurry up and run to the bed and then afterwards, when he stopped calling or stopped talking to you, you feel the kind of way. Well, the decision that you made is normally the reason why you get the results that we get. And we don't like the results a lot of times. And if you're waking up in your life at any point in time and you don't like where you are, make some different decisions.
Hmm.
Because your life is developed by them. That's my final thought.
All right, Kim, what about you?
Ghosting is wrong. No. Final
Good.
thoughts. Ghosting is wrong. Learn how to communicate. Y'all, please learn how to communicate. Over, I mean, just learn how to communicate over text, in person, however you communicate, learn how to do it well. And I say practice communication, practice it. Practice it on your better half, practice it on your children. Just practice a better form of communication. And I think if we all had a better form of communication, this wouldn't even be a topic. So practice
True.
communication. Yeah.
Agreed. My final thoughts is, you hear people say that love hurts. I don't believe love hurts. I believe that secrets can hurt because you hold secrets in your body. Shame thrives, right, in a person's body. And what that does, it really affects intimacy. If you think about it, secrets affect intimacy, lies affects intimacy. And so what happens when you meet people, you take on all this old stuff and you project on them. You think you know because you may have seen the pattern before. And yeah, it's good to use discernment, but I think we should stop saying that love hurts because love doesn't hurt. People are simply not aligned with you, and so they end up ghosting you.
Yeah.
Is it okay? No, it's not okay. It would be nice if we lived in a perfect world, but after some of the stuff that John said, it's never going to happen. It's never going to happen because most people are not thinking on such mature levels because most people have not done the work for whatever reason. I'm not going to say they're lazy. I'm going to say they just haven't done the work. So you can't expect somebody to pour out of an empty cup. You're going to get nothing, right? You're just not. Um, John and CJ, thank you guys so much. Again, I keep nagging you every week, and I'll keep on begging and hoping somebody says yes, because we always need a male perspective, and we appreciate both you and
Always.
CJ's wisdom. CJ, you're getting wise. I have to tell you, you're getting better, CJ.
Now you know what? You know what? I ain't gonna lie. Everything I feel and everything I say, it's always been a part of me. But my delivery is never gonna be as eloquent as John. I be speaking facts. It's just not gonna be all vocabulary, and I be saying nigga too damn much. So you know what I'm saying. But
Yeah,
we good.
you need to stop cussing. I'm just saying, you need to stop cussing.
He
But
need to
anyway,
stop. Wait, he need to stop.
That's what I was about. That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
I'd just like to say you did not hear me cuss tonight, so boop. Anyway, thank you guys for joining. See you next week. Bye.